Thanks for watching. In the last video you see me paint up this Traxxas TRX4 which I baptized the offender, because I like to offend people in my videos, or at least people seem to get really offended by some of my videos. And well, you know, perfect opportunity I think to paint up a truck with that theme. This truck, it's beautiful by the way, with all these body clips. Don't let anyone tell you that the body clips take away from the look, because as you can tell in this Traxxas TRX4 is absolutely gorgeous to have some body clips in there. The Traxxas TRX4 is perhaps one of the heaviest scale trucks that you can get today. So it comes very complete, that is a thing, but it also comes very much top heavy. It has this roof rack, a roll cage, it has mirrors, it has a snorkel, it has a spare wheel, it has a rock jack, it has Jerrycans. It has a bumper with a faux winch. I still need to replace that. It comes with fender flares, it comes with inner fenders, it comes with molded headlights, it comes with a molded grille, it comes with molded tail light thingies, and all of that stuff is really cool, but it does add a whole lot of weight at top. Now, if you have watched my first video on the Traxxas TRX4, not the unboxing where I was really crying over the way that the thing looked, but the upgrade video, I put some Savox brass parts in the very bottom just to add some unsprung weight. Now, mad discussion ensued about what's unsprung weight and what's sprung weight and whatnot. You know, feel free to go have a read in the comments section up on that video, because it's really easy. You know, you Wikipedia it and you can find it all out. Now, this video is going to be about me adding more accessories, more weight to that body that's already completely top heavy. So you will be going maybe, oh Chris, that's a really dumb idea. I don't care, because it looks really freaking cool. So, first thing I added was some paint. So actually I painted up the blinker lights, so front and back, tail lights as well. They're all painted in because I didn't like that everything looked clear. This is not a Lexus, this is a Land Rover. I added some diamond plate. I got all of this stuff at RC Mart, so these are Yeah Racing parts. True pain in the anus to put these on, by the way. It comes with teeny tiny screws, comes with teeny tiny nuts that you need to put on the other end. If I had filmed this in real time, you would have looked at me crawling over the floor here for 2 hours trying to find one of the screws that slipped away. But I managed to find it and I managed to put everything on it. Also, fortunately, comes with some double stick tape. So in case you would just want to forget all those screws, you can also just go ahead and use that. Now, on top of that, I used some Night Customs 3D printed parts. So these are actually parts that come from Shapeways. Really cool looking. So these air intakes on top, they come with like a flange on the bottom. And then the idea is that you completely ream that hole out in the body, and that you then use that flange to shoe glue it to the inside of the body. Now, seeing that the size of that intake was a tiny bit different on those Yeah Racing panels than it actually was on the Night Customs air intake, I decided to shave them off. So I cut that entire flange off and then I just shoe glued them to the top. Not a big deal. I think it still looks good being over there. I also added some mesh to the front of the snorkel, because that thing just came completely blank. Looked a bit odd, so that looks a lot better right now. It did come with a huge opening on the side here, which isn't really scale either, so that as well is a part that you can get from Night Customs at Shapeways. It's just basically just a tiny insert, and you just slide it in there. That way you have a more scale looking snorkel, which I think is cool. Another thing that I added is some chrome paint to the hardware of the roll cage. So I bought one of these pens. This is a Molotov original chrome pen. I got this at Hobby Lobby last time I was in the US. Cost I think 14 bucks, but it's gonna last a long time if you use it for well, this type of stuff, like for example that scale hardware. I used it on the locks, on the door handles, things like that. Really comes in handy. So over here you see these door handles. They're also 3D printed, also available at Shapeways. Most of the stuff actually that I put on here is from Shapeways. So front and back, really easy to install. You basically ram 2 holes in the body, shove that door handle in. You can either mount it with a body clip or with some shoe glue, whatever you want. Or you can do both. That's what I did, just to make double sure that it will actually stay put. Oh, on the rock sliders, I also added some diamond plates. So these are also Yeah Racing stick-on thingies available at the RC Mart. I think it adds a lot to the look of the car, so that's pretty cool. On the back over here, I replaced the stock Jerrycans, which look like this, really depressingly ugly. I mean, it's cool that it's included, but it could have looked a tiny bit better. I don't like the look of these, so I replaced them with some Knight Customs Rotopax. Really easy to install. You just take the screw out that sits in the center, put the new Rotopax on, and you're good to go. Also, this bug out rack that sits on top of the spare wheel, that's also Knight Customs. Super easy to install that as well. Just find a place where you want to have it, put it down, and you're good to go. This rock jack, this is a stock part. Now, I've noticed that Traxxas also offers this in black. Super cheap, I think $3 if you want to get the black one. So I might actually look at doing that, just because I'm not really feeling the color of red. These Rotopax mounts that sit in the side, I believe these are originally designed for a Jeep JK, could be wrong over there. But originally that came out for an axial truck, and I figured rather than having one on each side, I could also mount 2 on one side, just to balance out the look a tiny bit. Since I have the Rotopax going on one side of that spare tire carrier, it's, I think, pretty cool to have some on this side as well. So also these Rotopax, these are all 3D printed. I just added a tiny bit of detail with Sharpie, and also I spray painted those mounting thingies, and the other thingies, you know, just spray paint that, put everything together and mount it, and you're good to go. Gas cap as well is 3D printed, made by Knight Customs over at Shapeways. Really feel like I'm repeating myself, along with these door handles as well, and that brings us completely full circle around the truck. Now, all of the other stuff that I used in this truck, which is, for example, my Castle Mamba X, my Castle Slate motor, the Savox waterproof servo, all of that stuff, that all gets discussed in video number 1, in case you haven't seen them. All the paint, because this was a lot of fun to paint up this this body, all gets discussed in video number 2. The interior panel, you may have seen this one before in my axial JK video, which I did a couple of weeks ago. I used this exact interior panel. This is a Proline Cherokee interior panel, and I just transferred them over from one truck to the next. So if you use Velcro to mount your interior panels, it's really easy to just pull it out, slap it into a new truck. In case you feel like doing that, saves you the hassle of painting up several different interior panels. I really like the way that the sunroof that I painted in there, the way that gives a tiny bit of a look at that interior. If you do want to paint the sunroof, keep it in mind before you start scuffing up your body, because the minute you scuff up that area, there's no way back, and you just need to paint it. If you mask it up beforehand and then you wash the body, keeping in mind that you want to keep this section clear, then you stand a fair chance of actually being able to pull that off. Well, I guess that wraps it up for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you want me to hassle you while you're having a shit, having sex, while you're at funerals, children's birthday parties or whatnot, feel free to hit that notification bell. In case you don't, feel free to check back weekly to see if I released a new video. Pretty sure that I will have done that. If you want to support the channel, I don't do GoFundMe, I don't do Patreon, I don't do PayPal, I don't do any of that nonsense. Just hit the subscribe button, and I'm really happy if you do that. You know, it doesn't cost you any money or whatnot. If you have any questions about anything that I've showed you here today, feel free to leave them in the comments box. Like, for example, hey Chris, why didn't you mention the Proline light bar that's on there? And why didn't you mention the Proline discount that we can get at the Proline Racing website by using the code HemiStorm10? Which is, of course, a great question. Yeah, stuff like that, you can leave all of that in the comment section, and I will make sure to reply to you. And if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. Well, that's it. If you want to be ahead of what I'm doing over here on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, links are all in the video description, and also links to each and every single little product that you've seen here today. I'm gonna take this thing out for a spin right now, finally. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.
Test. Back on.